Welcome to another AT Customs video, and today I would like to show you one of my build called the Snow Sinanju. Basically what you see on this kit is that it just looks like just a white Sinanju, but if you really look closely you can see actually what have I done to this kit. And to be honest, this is actually one of my first custom builds. What I mean by custom build is that I use pla plates and add in some either minor touches to it. Example like cutting some parts away to make the design and shapes look slightly different. So this is actually still my first try, and this is also a kit that I paint just using a spray can. I haven't started using airbrush yet when I was building this kit. Actually, what's new with this kit? Well, basically the color scheme, and the second thing if you realize is this pla plate here on the chest. So I covered up the Xeon logo is just to make it look slightly like a Sinanju Stein. But why actually I picked this over the Sinanju Stein is because that I like the curved nature of the Sinanju. You know, it looks rounded most of the parts. And the second thing if you realize is that this part here on the shoulders is not really as sharp out already. And if you see the shape of it is actually follow this curve down here. Okay, why actually I do that is just to streamline the design. I do not want it to be like too spiky. And the spikes on the shoulders, if you can see here, I actually removed them. So it looks slightly more streamlined. I want it to look like curved and maybe looks like slightly like missile or exhaust parts. So that's it. And this is actually also a pla plate that I covered the sleeve markings on the back. But back then my pla plate skills are pretty poor, so I just glue it on so it looks pretty rough. Okay, and then what else do I do? Oh yeah, the backpack here. Over here there is one more of this over here, down here. And I actually cut it off to make it look streamlined, and if you can see I did some mistake. Yep, as you can see it is not really flush. I should have just sand it down, but back then I haven't started using any standing sticks or sandpaper, so I cannot fix that problem yet. And one more thing I guess is the V-fin. I don't know why I'm not really a huge fan of Xeon mobile suits, because I do not know why I tend to love the V-fin. So I find that this Sinanju would look better with a V-fin, and somehow it makes it looks like slightly like a Mask Rider vibe. Yeah, which for me looks cool. And yeah, one more thing is the back thrusters here. If you realize it's missing this back part here. There's actually one part for these two boosters here, which I actually remove it so that I can see the boosters from the side, so it looks slightly more detailed. So I guess that's about it on the suit aside from painting. Okay, so why do I actually name this kit the Snow Sinanju? Well, of course, the obvious reason is because it's white. And second thing is actually I got this inspiration from another builder from the internet, which they built the Snow Sazabi. Actually, I fall in love with the Sazabi is mainly because of this Snow Sazabi, which have this color scheme, which is black, white, and gray. It looks like a very monotone design, but it looks cool at the same time. So I really love this color scheme. But the only difference between this and the original Snow Sazabi is that the inner frame there is slightly gold parts coming out. You can see slight gold from the inner frame, some of the details in the inner frame. But for this, because I was using a spray can, I couldn't do those really small details unless I use hand brushing, and hand brushing is terrible. If you ask me, I hate hand brushing. I do not know why the paint is always like too sticky or too watery. I can't get it to work. So one last thing that what I did to this kit is the accessories. Not really say what I did to the kit, is what I did for the kit. So as you can see, the shield looks basically same color as the model kit itself, but somehow it doesn't look good on the mobile suit. As you can see, for some reason it still has the, what is it called, the Xeon vibe to it, which doesn't really looks good or looks well together with this. So most probably this will go to a custom of some sort. And also I didn't go with the gold logo here is because I want to match with the suit. As the suit, as you can see, there's no gold trimmings on it, so the gold logo will just look too stand out. So this is the reason. But actually I do love this shield with the gold logo, so most probably I will use it for another kit or some customs in the future. Alright, and the next custom that I did was the swords. So this sword basically is not really say just for this kit, but back then I was a Sword Art Online fan because I love the anime, and I know that there are many haters of Sword Art Online, but it's okay. But I'm just going to show you what actually I did. So as you can see, the sword is actually built with pla plate with many layers. As you can see, the tip is like 3 pla plates, and here is like around 5 pla plates. So this is actually what I did, and it is pretty rough. Yeah, it's actually my first time cutting pla plate, so it's pretty terrible if you ask me, but from far it looks quite good on the kit, and it does match with the black and white color scheme. So I give it 2 swords so that it does looks like Sword Art Online character Kirito, which is actually my favorite character. Alright, because it's too OP, so I want this suit to be one of the most OP suits out there. So basically that's the story behind it. And how actually I do this sword? Well, even if let's say you are not a SAO fan, you can actually get some pictures online of what kind of weapon that you like online, and maybe if you are good in graphic design, for example, you can use Illustrator to actually draw the sword or the weapon or the gun from the Illustrator and measure it according to the size that you want on the kit. So from there you know how long or how short the weapon is supposed to be, and from there just cut it into an A4 paper and trace it on the pla plate to create something like this. But I guess most of you can do better than me, but this is actually one of my first attempts, which for me looks decent the most. And of course, every mobile suit should have a gun, and yeah, this is the gun. Part separation on this gun is actually pretty good, so you can see the gold here and gold there. None of that are masked, everything is just painted on separate parts, even this silver tip here. So I would say it's pretty decent, but I did do some hand painting, especially this tip here. Not to say tip, this accent here, you can see there's bronze. I actually use a Sharpie marker for it, but to be honest, I don't really like to use Sharpie on my Gundams. It's because that it's not really a smooth finish. As you can see here, yeah, it's not really that smooth, but it does looks good on those small parts, example like these 2 small dots here, and some here. So it's good for you to like break up the color scheme. It doesn't look like one big solid piece. And the camera, what I did was actually use the candy red for the camera, but it doesn't look that red, it looks like pink if you ask me. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the swords is actually placed on the back like this, so it gives it the illusion like he's carrying 2 swords on his back. So guys, let me know what you guys think on my build here. It's actually one of my earlier builds, so it's pretty rough certain part of it, but what do you guys think about the color scheme that I built for this kit? What do you like it or do you hate it? How do I improve it? Please leave it down on the comments below. What do you think I should do to this kit to make it better, so that I can improve myself in the future? And also I guess that the next kit that I will show you is going to be the Snow Sazabi, or what the my take on the Snow Sazabi. How does it looks like? Of course, it is not as good as the original, I would say, because my skill is not there yet, but I do love that kit a lot. So see you guys again next time on my next video, and enjoy. Thank Thank you for watching.